Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Prairie Banana here for the TitanX presentation. And I need to fix my audio. Bear with me a second. I am streaming. Give me a minute. Bear with me here. I can hear an echo. I think I fixed it. Let me go get back set up here. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming. Hit the like button. I want to see the comments. Simon, it's good to have you in here. Willie, be along. Crypto Kong, hey man, it's good to see you. Ryan, Rusty, hey, thanks for guys for showing up again, like multiple times. I really appreciate that. Little hiccup at the beginning, but we'll get this going. So this is mainly geared for new people. If you're an OG in the space, thanks for coming. I learned something this week from Jake Sharp, following him on Twitter, but he says that YouTube videos that get watched 70% to 70% get the best whatever recommendations. So when you're watching a TitanX or a crypto video, watch it to 70%. Pro tip. I'm not going to play music this time. If you guys want music, let me know. Cool, Rusty. Let me know. But some people didn't want the music. I kind of like it. And actually one person, it calmed them down, which I thought was really cool. Let's do this. As you're coming in, and I got to keep in mind that, there are people that are going to be watching this weeks down the line. They're not catching the live and they may be like brand new to crypto. But let's do this. Put a 1 in the chat if you're brand new. 2 if you've been around for a while. A 1 in the chat if you're brand new to like TitanX. 2 if you've been around for a while. If you have any questions, put them in all caps. Put your questions in all caps so that I can see them clearly. None of this is financial advice. Hey, let's address this. Audio sounds good. Cool. Yeah, big hiccups last week. Big hiccup. What just happened? The price dipped. Actually, it did. It did. It has been dipping, and that's actually not a bad thing. It gives us an opportunity to buy, and not only us, but there's a large buyer in the system called the buy and burn. And when the price dips, the buy and burn can buy more TitanX, and it burns it out of existence, which increases the rarity, which is pretty cool. I am not concerned at all about the price. My concern right now is accumulating. Welcome to the crypto roller coaster. Oh yeah. Well, crypto is known to be highly volatile. So guys, I am the chips and salsa. This stream is the chips and salsa. When you go to the restaurant, I said this last time, it's going to be a recurring joke. You go to the restaurant so your wife doesn't have to wash dishes, and they give you chips and salsa to appetize you before the meal. Well, that's what this stream is, an appetizer before the meal. And if you want to participate in the meal, that would be joining cryptographics class. He does a mastermind class. I don't know when his next one is. I think he's working on getting the one that he completed a couple weeks ago up on the net so people can watch it. But I speculate, I'm guessing that he's going to redo the class because I'm sure he's learned a lot. He's an excellent teacher. He's patient, very intelligent, and he's just an excellent teacher. So chips and salsa. Steve is the burrito, and I recommend that you participate in his class, if that's what you want. Right, we are going to cover a few things. Yeah, me neither, Rusty. I have not. Actually, I did, but not. I haven't been watching the price like I was at the beginning. It was very exciting. Are you guys hearing like a ring thing in the back in your audio? Because I am, and I've heard it before. Not sure where it's coming from. Is there a floor for the price, or could it just go down indefinitely? Yeah, I'm not the person to ask that. Ask that in the Telegram chat. Um, let's do a preview. We're going to talk about security, TitanX, what it is, review the white paper. I'm going to refer you to some excellent sites which have improved since the last time I did this, which was only 4 days ago, Saturday. We'll talk about a little bit about strategies, and we'll review some calculators that I've built, which again have improved since last Saturday. And there's one in particular that I think you're going to be interested in, and then we'll wrap it up. I don't have a hardware wallet in front of me, but a hardware wallet is Rusty. Are you hearing that ring sound? I mean, if I'm the only one hearing it, I'm happy. But if you guys have to put up with it, then I don't care for that. Hardware wallet. If you are in crypto and you're on this crypto stream, so I am assuming that you are, you need to be using a hardware wallet. I don't have one in front of me, but I like the Trezor hardware wallets. You can use ledgers. You want to stick with the major brands. Only buy them directly from the manufacturer, and keep your seed phrase very secure. Etch it onto like stainless steel. I literally bought an engraver and etched mine on stainless steel, and never give away your seed phrase. And there is so much more to crypto security than just that 1 minute explanation of crypto security. It is very, very serious, because in crypto, you are making peer-to-peer transactions. There is no mediator. And if you don't have someone looking over your shoulder, and you're not being very deliberate in your transactions, then there's a potential for being wrecked. I mean, as crypto investors, we own the bank. We are the bank. We have the keys to the safe, and we conduct all the transactions. So just be very cognizant of your transactions and use a hardware wallet. For a soft wallet, I've been using the Rabby wallet and loving it. So that's about it for security. I did think of one thing since the last stream, like in aviation, because aviation is very, very it could be very dangerous. What they do is, whenever they are making a change, or as they're adjusting their flight parameters or whatever, they're known to say things out loud, because when you say it, it's going out your mouth and in your ears instead of just in your head. And I recommend doing the same thing in crypto. I have done it quite a bit. Say your transactions out loud. Perfect example. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was making some short miners. I was making 4. But the last one, somehow, I don't even know how I did it. I ended up making it a 280 day, which I'm really not disappointed that I did. But if I had been paying attention and perhaps saying my transactions out loud, I would have plugged that miner in where I wanted to, instead of 280 days out. And there was a guy over the last weekend that made a series of 6-day miners, and everybody was exclaiming in the Telegram chat about how wrecked he was probably going to be. Not a good situation. So just be very careful. Cool. No sound gremlins. Love it. I feel that the beginner should know, if they already have a miner set up with no Trezor, you can migrate and still set up a Trezor for that address. Yes, that is true. You can migrate your address. So if you get set up with a Rabby wallet or MetaMask, and you get your Trezor later, you can migrate that address to the Trezor device. But it will still have a what I call a greater than zero chance of being hacked, because that address was at least on your computer at one time, or displayed on the computer at one time. But it's still a ton better than just using a soft wallet for these transactions. Welcome, Utah Crypto. Good to see you, man. Right, that's it for security. Let's move on to TitanX. What is TitanX? Well, it is a unique token that is doing some things that have never been seen before in crypto. It's a, how do you put it? Well, it's a first cycle token. It's developed by Jake Sharp, whom I've been following for a couple of years. I like Jake. He's young, ambitious, intelligent, and he started working on TitanX last summer, tweeting about it quite a bit. And he was very excited about the project, saying things like, I think I broke the code for crypto. Broke the code, I think is the term that he used on Twitter. I'm like, wow, this is interesting. I didn't fix my lighting like I was supposed to. Sorry about that, guys. We'll just go with it. And then he launched it. He launched the white paper, I think October 6th, and then launched the project on October 28th. The code was audited 3 times. The first time, the auditor found 6 bugs. The second time, another auditor found 1 bug, and it was an easy fix. The third auditor, who was the most heavily incentivized, didn't find any bugs at all. So they launched it. Let's get into, I'm actually going to fix my lighting. So stand by, guys. Hold on. That should be better. I want to get in. I want to get into the habit of doing things correctly. All right, I'm going to share my screen and we'll get into the white paper. Now, just bear with me as I go through this white paper. I'm going to go through it as swiftly as possible because I'm just going to read and comment, and then we'll get into the some excellent sites that it'll be a little more perhaps entertaining. Virtual mining, which is what TitanX does. In TitanX, you create your own coins. It's built with self-custody, and it's pure DeFi at its core. You guys can see my screen. I'm going to put myself on the screen so that, hold on a second, because I want this to be as big as possible. Because like Rusty said, exactly right. We want to be exactly right. Banana Man wants to be exactly right. When you go to the mine page, which I'll show you guys, you can specify the number of days you want to mine for and the number of power you want your miner to have. The number of days you pick from 1 day to 280 days and the power you choose determines the amount of TitanX you get at the end of your miner. And here's the formula. So the number of days is the number of days chosen when you start mining, 1 to 280. Current Titan mineable is the amount of Titan per day you can get, and this goes down every day. The mining power is the power you specified during your miner creation. So the miner power is just the number of miners you're creating. And then the mining cost formula looks like this, where current miner cost equals the cost per 100 power miner. This goes up every day. And the mining power equals the power you specified during your miner creation. So like the number of miners, because you can create anywhere from like 1 to 100. And we'll see that on TitanX. Watch when we go there. You'll see people doing different powers of miners. Miners can be created in 3 ways. All do the same thing, just differently and easier for the user. Single miners. This will create a normal single miner. Batch mining allows you to automatically create up to 100 miners at a time, saving you the hassle of having to create miners individually. This also uses the contract's miner function to create your miners for you. So the outcome is the same, just multiplied by whatever number of miners you batch create. The mining ladder function is not being used right now. Perhaps it will be in the future. Thank you, Utah Crypto. I appreciate that, your comments there. Now, bonuses. Now, this is where it gets very exciting for all the people that have been in this for any length of time, which the project is only 60 days old. But I mean, people coming in right now are still going to be excited when they see some of these bonuses. So the early adoption amplifier started at 10%. It's working its way down to 0% in 350 days. So 350 days, the early adoption amplifier is going to be gone. The burn bonus multiplier, you can get up to 8% extra on your new miner if you've burned 80 billion Titan. This bonus starts at 0% for new wallets, and the more they burn, the more they get, up to 8%. This acts like a reward loyalty program. And then the T rank bonuses. This is where everybody gets excited. When you create a miner, you get assigned a T rank on that specific miner. This T rank determines where you start earning rewards from. As people start miners after you, they give your miners extra bonuses. This T rank bonus starts at 2,200 TitanX extra per max power miner that starts after you. So it would be 22 TitanX extra per 1 power miner that comes in after you. This is based on the mining power instead of T ranks to prevent whale abuse of the bonuses. In essence, this means that you get rewarded for bringing adoption to the ecosystem and helping it to grow. So if someone starts 100 power miners, you get a higher T rank bonus. If someone starts 1 power miners, you get the same T rank bonus divided by 100. Remember, guys, if you got a question, put it in all caps so I can see it. And there's the formula. Okay, and I'm going to skip that. You guys can read that later. If you want to see this white paper, go to the app.titanx.win under docs. So the mining power explained. Mining power determines how much TitanX you get per day in your miner, plus also determines how much ETH your miner costs. If you have 100 mining power, you get the full current Titan mineable per day. If you have 1 mining power in your miner, you get 1% of the full current Titan mineable per day. Note, the eventual cost per TitanX token you get at the end of your miner moves linearly, meaning that a 100 power miner and a 1 power miner have the exact same cost per Titan. The 1 miner just gets a lot less Titan at the end of the miner, but the cost is the same. So if possible, just do a max miner. It's easier to manage. There's no benefit in doing smaller power miners at all unless you don't have enough Ethereum for a max one or multiple max ones. And that's getting into we'll get into a little bit of the strategy later on in this presentation. Now, penalties is something we all need to pay attention to. Good morning, Zibar from Singapore. You were told there would be cake. Yeah, you're bringing the cake then, I hear. The penalties. So at whatever end date you specify when creating your miners, you can claim. After that day, you have a 7-day grace period in which you can claim your miners and not receive any penalties. After that 7-day grace period, you enter the penalty zone, which looks like this. If you're 1 day late, you lose 1% of your claimable TitanX, 2 days, 3%, and so on. You can see right there. So I'm going to get ahead of myself, but one of the things that you need to do is mark your miner dates on the calendar or do a delay send email to yourself or, I just plugged a bunch into my Google Calendar this morning with reminders. There are limits. Due to blockchain data reading limits, each wallet can have a maximum of 1,000 miners and 1,000 stakes. If you want to create more miners, you can do so on a second or a third wallet. Also, a good reason to do max miners if possible. Easier to manage and keep track of. No extra benefit in doing small ones unless needed. Hold on a second. Thank you for recommending that people smash the likes and subscribe. I'm almost to 500 subs on my channel, and I'm doing this, honestly, I'm doing this for TitanX. So yeah, sub to the channel. Okay, we are going to get into, give me a second. I got to look at my notes here. We read all of that. We're going to get into mining. Hold on. Mining ETH distribution. That'll be the next section. Okay. ETH distribution. So what happens when you start a miner? It's going to cost you Ethereum. And what happens to that Ethereum? Let's say a miner costs $500. So where does that Ethereum go? Well, I'm about to show you. 62% of the ETH gets sent to the decentralized buy and burn smart contract. To what to do? It buys TitanX off the market by the WETH TitanX pair on Usefull v3, and it burns all the TitanX that it buys. 28% of the Ethereum goes to the payout cycles used to pay out TitanX stakers based on their number of shares. 7% of the Ethereum goes to the burn pool, which is used to pay out TitanX burners based on how much they've burned in the last 28-day period. And 3% of the ETH goes to a Genesis wallet. Okay, and this is all done through smart contracts that users call and interact with using their own private keys. There's no central actor, authority, individual, group, or company doing any critical work whatsoever. It's completely decentralized, owned or ran by the users interacting with the smart contracts deployed on the globally decentralized network called Ethereum. So there you have it. That's what happens to the ETH when you start a miner. Now this is a long page, but it'll be pretty quick because a lot of it's just images. For every new day that ticks over in the contract, these variables get updated. The ETH cost for miners goes up 0.08% every day based on the day before. The TitanX mineable per day of mining goes down 0.35% every day and based on the day before. So you can see that like the biggest decrease in mineable TitanX happened between day 1 and day 2 because it's 0.35% every day based on the day before. And that mimics the Bitcoin halving. The T rank bonus also goes down 0.35% every day based on the day before. And the share rate goes up 0.03% every day based on the day before. So this means that it always becomes harder and more expensive to get TitanX for every day that passes. The general rule for staking and mining is today is always better than tomorrow. And so we're going to go over these excellent images here. That this first one represents the ETH cost per max miner. So here is the ETH, the Ethereum cost in this right here in this column. So we started at excuse me, we started at 0.2%, no, 0.2 ETH to start a max miner, and it's going up. And I'll show you in one of the calculators where we're at today. But it's no longer only 0.2 ETH, it's more. Okay, the supply mineable per day of mining, we started at 8 million. With the early adoption bonus, it was 8.8 million. Okay, but let's just call it 8 million. And today we're down to 6 million something already in 60 days. The T-rank bonuses amounts, we started at 2,200. And we are no longer at 2,200, but it's going to go from 2,200 down to 0.22 over a period of time. And then the share rate, which is simply the number of Titan you have to create one share, is going up. Not so dramatically as the other variables, but it is increasing. So the cost to mine, now listen guys, this is where it gets really good. The cost to mine one TitanX moves up 55,000x. So if 55,000x is built into this code, the cost per miner in Ethereum gets 5 times more expensive from 0.2 ETH to 1 ETH. The TitanX per day per miner goes down. I should be highlighting these for you. From 11,000x, goes down 11,000x from 8.8 million to 800. Combined together, that's a 55,000 price floor increase on the cost to produce one TitanX. So since the share rate moves up 0.03% every day as well, from 800 to 2,800, a 3.5x increase. The thing above means the cost to produce one share in staking goes up 55,000x times 3.5x, or 192,500x. So that's like the max x's out of the system over time, right? This is going to take some time, but it is. This protocol is like, we're being, how do you say it? It's an extremely inflationary and deflationary token, like at the same time. Okay, we're almost done. I think we have one more section. Yeah, staking. Let's cover staking. ETH payouts to TitanX stakers. You get rewarded Ethereum, which I really love. You know, in most staking protocols, you earn the token that you stake, right? You stake Hex, you get Hex. With TitanX, you stake TitanX and you get Ethereum, which is excellent because we could always all use more gas money, right? You get rewarded ETH whenever a payout cycle triggers based on your percent of the total share pool. When you stake your TitanX, you get shares based on the current share rate. This share rate goes up every day. A minimum stake length is 28 days, max is 3,500 days, and all share bonuses cap at day 2888. Okay, so this is another thing that everybody is excited about, which is the rolling payout cycles. So when you stake TitanX, you will be participating in a payout cycle every 8 days, 28 days, 90, 369, and 888 days forever until you end your stake. So, I mean, that is going to be multiple. Like if you did a 3,500 day stake, you're going to participate in it in something like 308 day payout cycles. I'll show you in one of my calculators, but you know, multiple payout cycles, right, for a 3,500 day stake. And this is interesting. The ETH gets distributed like this. So remember, when you start a miner, 62% goes to the buy and burn contract. I'm trying to remember I'll come back here. 62% goes to the buy and burn. 28% goes to the payout cycles. So, and of that 28% gets added to the 8-day rolling payout. 28% gets added to the 28-day rolling payout, and 18% to the 90, the 369, and 8% to the 888-day rolling payout. So that's what happens to that 28% of ETH that goes to the staking pool. That's where it goes, and it never stops. These cycles will pay out forever as long as people participate in the protocol, and 28% of the ETH flows into the payout cycles for TitanX miners. Yes, this means that sometimes 2 payout cycles can trigger on the same day, and I think we might have a triple at some point. And by the way, on that 369-day payout, which is coming up on TitanX's anniversary next October, there's going to be like 2 back-to-back 8 days, a 28-day, a 90, and a 369. I mean, all within a tight group. And if I remember, I'll show that to you. How are we doing in the chat? Good, Jeremy. It's good to see you. George Reed. But during the 7 days, if you don't claim, you still receive T-rank. That is true. And that was a nugget that was promoted, or however you want to put it, on Crypto Kindness's channel last week with Maxim. And that was really good. And you could use that. However, like If you started a miner and it cost you $250, for example, and by the time it ended, it's worth $1,000, and your goal was to compound that, it would behoove you to not wait 7 days for a potential price pump, in my opinion. But um, what you'd rather want to do is take that $1,000, swap it into Ethereum, and then start new miners, right? Instead of waiting the 7 days. But it's really nice to have that option. Thank you, Kong. Appreciate that. Yes. Yes. Crypto kindness is always sharing alpha. Love that guy. He's doing a good job. All right. I think we are done with the white paper. Aren't y'all glad? Let's go over to the DApp. Let's review the DApp. Remember, this is the chips and salsa. This is for new people. We'll get into some new stuff for some of the older guys when we get over here to this side of my screen. Okay, let's go over the DApp real quick. Okay, I have my wallet connected. So I'm going to show you a few of my miners here. But basically, this is where you go when you want to start a miner or start a stake. Okay, you need to have Ethereum in your wallet if you're planning to do that. Okay, so if you were going to do a single miner, you would come right here, and this tab is already open for you. You would select your length, and before I'll show you on the Dune chart, you'll see the supply levels. Just plug, if you're going to do a shorter than 280-day miner, you might be wise to plug it into a day of low inflation. Okay, where a lot of other miners aren't coming out, because when a lot of other miners are coming out, that would mean that the price would perhaps tend to be lower. Okay, but you can select your miner length anywhere up to 280 days. Excuse me. This, you can do 70, and then your miner power. And watch this over here. Watch this change as you, not as you adjust the length, but as you adjust the miner power. So if you're going to do a 10 power miner, it's going to be $47. You're going to do 100 power, it's $475. And also the market value at the end of that will change as well. Let's watch that. Okay. And why would you do that? Why would you? Well, if it would depend on, you might do a smaller miner depending on how much ETH you have, or if you were going to spread some, if, like, let's say you had enough Ethereum to make 100 power miner, or you wanted to do several, where you could do like several 33-day miners or power miners and then spread them out over a number of days. Just an idea. And the DApp shows you the estimated number of TitanX you'll receive at the end of the miner. It gives you the market value right now in today's dollars of this amount of Titan. Where's the price? It's right here. We're above 4 today right now, and that's good. And it gives you the ROI. Now, one thing you want to be aware of is that the ROI, this one being at 293%, depending on price, because price can be anywhere. We have two variables that are coming into play in this miner. You have the price of TitanX, and then you have the number of people coming in behind you. What's happening right now in the system is a lot of people they're setting miner lengths of 70 days. And then the mark, like, let's say this price held, and then a bunch of people come in behind this miner, and they start miners, and then it increases the T rank bonus for this miner. And so this miner could be worth $1,200 by the end of 70 days, if people come in and if price held. So those are two variables that you are going to, as an investor, need to bear in mind when you're making your miners. Now, if you're just going to do 280-day miners, which is great, I have some, and I am still creating those. Then you don't need to worry about that. Okay, as much, I would say. Okay, the global T rank is up to 207,000. Current Titan per day of mining right now is 6.5 million. Remember, we started at 8 million. Early adoption amplifier is 8.31, so we're still above 5. That's good, right? There is no burn bonus amplifier for this miner, and the next difficulty increase, in other words, the next TitanX day is coming up in 17 hours. Okay, I'm going to show you a few of my miners after I check. I need to clean up my wallet, actually. Give me a second, and then I'll check the chat, see if you guys have any questions. Give me a second. Hopefully I'm not doxing anything here, except for a few miners. Relax Vibe says ETH payout cycles alone are more than my regular 9-to-5 paycheck, not counting my miners. That's awesome, man. That is really cool. Yeah, I'm seeing some really spectacular gains in my miners. I have one tiny stake. I'll show you here in a second. Zibar. These tokenomics are looking like it will equal my yearly salary in the first 3 or 4 months of 2024. You got ladders all over the place. Excuse me a second. That's cool, man. I'm glad you guys are seeing some success. Here are some of my miners. The T rank, like this is my oldest miner up here at the top. It's a 280 day. I was making 280 days before I learned about doing some shorter ones and compounding. It just took me about 30 or 40 days to figure out how to do that. They're maturing with the rest of the herd on August 3rd. 100 power, estimated TitanX. Nobody can get this much TitanX for 100 power. The most you're going to get is, it's going to be less. The T rank bonus is 640 million. The cost is 0.2. The value is 9,600 and the ROI is 2,000%. They're already 21% complete. And that's really cool. And what you can do with these, Jake built into this DApp the ability for us to share these on our socials. And we'll get into that a little bit more. What I want to do is I want to show you, so you can do a batch miner also. So let's say you're going to create 10 280 day 100 power miners. Well, you can do that as well. It's going to cost $4,746. Let's go, and I'm going to show you most people are going to do this, I think, starting out. But let's look at a stake that I did. It's on a different wallet. Give me a second. I really appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot. I'm just a guy on the internet that happens to be excited about crypto and especially TitanX right now. Like when ICOSA launched, I couldn't sleep for 3 nights. This thing's been keeping me up for longer than that. I still hold ICOSA, love it. However, this is the next best thing right now. So like week 1, I bought $50 worth of TitanX just to test the stake. And I maxed it out. Its length is 3,500. Here's the start day, end day, 2033. And then it shows me the number of shares and the value. And I've already extracted $50 out of it just for fun. So I've made more than what I put into it. And let's look at the payouts on this one. So this is the payouts tab. When you have a stake, you can go here and see what your payouts are, if you have any. And every day that rolls over, you should be accumulating payouts. I've got $103 in claimable ETH from buying a $50 worth of Titan. It's pretty cool. And here are my 8-day payouts, 28-day. They're identical because of just remember the 28-day gets 28% of the Ethereum that goes into the payout pools. And here's the 90-day, identical again. And then the 888-day. So that's the payout cycles. the buy and burn right here. Now, Prairie Banana is not excellent at knowing about all of the buy and burn. But and many of you guys in the chat are much more polished at explaining this, but basically this, I know that the V1 and V2 buy and burn are like the grease for this whole system, because remember, when you start a miner, 62% of that Ethereum gets used to buy and burn TitanX off the market. And the V1 and V2 is what accomplishes that. And what that means, obviously, is it reduces the supply, increasing the value of the remaining Titan. So pretty cool system. I'm not sure exactly how it works, the nuts and bolts, but I can like subconsciously understand that that's a big deal. Let's look under more. You can see the burn pool. I don't think there's much under there. Here is where you would find the white paper that we just reviewed. And I recommend you read the whole thing. And there are some cool stats. I love the stats page. Some of these things are you'll see on the home page as well, but this is just like a nice pie chart, a summary. And by the way, you can click on these little tabs and divide this up however you like. But I have all these tabs selected. Right now, there's only 6.1% of Titan that exists in a liquid state. Only 6.1%. 36% of all the Titan in existence is staked, and 57% of all Titan that ever existed has been burned. Is that incredible? I think that's incredible. So here are the exact numbers: liquid, staked, penalties. I'm not sure why there are penalties just yet, but there are, and there are going to be more. Classic 80-20 rule. You know, the 20% that are here paying attention are going to make 80% of the gains. The buy and burn has burned 4.6 trillion TitanX, total value of $19 million. And LP fees are burned as well. Okay, so that's the stats tab. Under tools, you can share in real time TitanX data. Okay, on your socials, you click here and you can share it on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so on. Okay. I did a poll on Telegram. Most people are being brought in by friends and family, but doesn't mean we shouldn't still be active on socials. Here's a calculator. Not much. It's not much different than the calculator on this tab here. But like, for example, under the staking tab, what this calculator does is shows you the payouts. It defaults to 1 million. I don't think anybody here is going to be staking 1 million TitanX, so it really should be updated to 1 billion, in my opinion. And if you're going to stake for 3,500 days, if you're going to stake 1 billion TitanX, which right now is worth like maybe $5,000 or $6,000, on the next 8-day payout, you would make $443, and then 28-day $443, and so on. You can see those payouts. Okay, so that is the calculator, and I think that's it for the DApp. Let me just look at the chat here. Mr. Banana, I don't hear that every day. Yeah, Mr. Banana, where'd that come from? Yeah, I'm day one. Funny story. I was not planning to get into the Titan until the following week because I knew I was having some fiat coming in, and but Saturday morning, the day that it launched, I saw the activity in the Telegram chat, and I was like, I found some fiat, and then I got in. What happened? And then later in the day, I found, I got in some more. And I'm glad I did, but yeah, just dollar cost average into this system, guys. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the comment. I don't seem to be able to, it's like frozen or something. But anyhow, we can move on. Okay, so that's it for the app.TitanX. Let's get into the Dune charts. Somebody let me know if you can still hear me and everything, because this tab over here is like it's totally frozen, guys. Even the clock is stopped at 44:50. Can you guys still hear me? I'm gonna keep going. Okay, my computer. Wow, it's spinning, sitting and spinning. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. This is train wreck. Guys, I'm going to be redoing this stream on Saturday morning. So if you can still hear me and I can't go forward with this, then I am going to be repeating this stream Saturday morning. And I'm going to show you guys. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I want to show you. That's cool. I got a new calculator idea from Cryptographics yesterday. And I have permission from Mike Dean, to use his calculator, and I have that built into mine. And I built a couple other calculators this morning that are really good, that I think you guys are going to like. And TitanX watch has seen some improvements, guys. My computer is spinning. I kid you not. If you can still hear me, there is no way for you to communicate with me right now. This is not even cool, guys. I totally apologize. The stream is, I think it's over. Nuts. I will repeat this on Saturday. You can hear me fine? It stopped spinning. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. It stopped spinning. Utah Crypto, let me know if you guys are still hearing me, because my computer like flashed. Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm just keep going here. So here's what we call the TitanX community dashboard. It was built by Mike Dean. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on YouTube. Guys, he is recording the Twitter spaces, and they are lit up. Plan A does a great job. Deep breaths. We hear you. So here's the community dashboard. Day 60. That's kind of a milestone, right? We got it right out of the 50s. We're into the 60s now. 208,000 miners, 11,044 unique users. And I'm tracking a metric here, guys. I'm after a number. I think this TitanX thing is moving faster than we realize. And I am hopeful too. But we'll know more this coming Thursday at 3 o'clock, oddly. But that's just how I'm doing it and taking little snapshots. So what this is showing right here is the number of miner starts. Here's day 1, day 2, and then we trickled down here, and then it got a little exciting, a little more excitement. And then right here, man, so this was like this is day 56. This is the day prior to the 56-day payout, or it was a double. It was a 28-day payout and an 8-day payout on day 56. Look at all these miner starts, because people were taking their profit from staking, starting miners. And I have a hunch, like this past weekend, this was Christmas. I have a hunch that we're going to be like in these levels. I'm hopeful too that we're going to be at these levels, going forward, and maybe even get better, right? I'm hopeful. That's what I'm planning for with my miners. So you can see the minted tokens by day also. So this is people's miners that have matured, and they're taking that, and those miners are that Titan is in their wallets, or what have they done with it? And then if you scroll down, this is where you get into, if you're going to do a short miner, and let's say you're going to do a 60-day and you wanted to plug it in somewhere in March. Well, you can plug it in March 5th, a day of low inflation, or right here in this band, right? This area. I wouldn't want to start a miner and end it on a day like this one, because so much supply is coming out that the tendency would be for the price to be lower. You want the price to be high so you can swap it for Ethereum, so you can start more miners or take profit, start stakes, whatever you're planning to do. Man, I'm so glad the stream is still going, because I was not happy about getting cut off like that. And we are not going to be much longer. 51 minutes. Here's the buy and burn. That's really the only use for this, in my opinion, for this page, is to see the buy and burn. When price goes down, the buy and burn contract is able to buy more Titan. Also, when the value, because the buy and burn is holding Ethereum, as the value of Ethereum goes up, it's able to buy more Titan. Okay. And all of these links, by the way, are in the description to the video. Guys, I'm giving you everything I have so you can be successful in this system. And if you have questions, ask me, and I'm willing to help you guys be successful. The only use for this page, in my opinion, is, because you would need it for one of the calculators, is, and I'm not an expert on all these. I have not gazed at all these pages a lot, except for this one, the community one. But there's a metric here, which is total TitanX mintable over the next 280 days, which I use in my calculator. Let me just look at my notes here. Okay, we're going on to the TitanX calculator. Okay, I want to read this. It's like the Verizon commercials. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? About 2 hours before day 56 started, I had a revelation that people would claim ETH from their stakes and pour most of it back into miners. So I started up 10 more. Turns out that was a really good idea. Yeah, good job, dude. Yeah, there's a lot of game theory in this one. Huh, interesting. Let me know if you guys can see the video. That would be important. There is a calculator, titanxcalc.win. And the benefit of this calculator is that what you can do is you can forecast a miner. You can say, okay, the ETH price right now is X, TitanX price is X. And then at the end of the miner, those prices are going to be, whatever you decide. And then you can start it. You can select the number of miners, the lengths, and the powers. And then it's going to give you the ROI for that miner based on the parameters that you input into the calculator. And then what you can do is you can also include a T rank bonus. And honestly, I have not looked into the details on this. I need to. But the T rank bonus is a variable that's very important. So, but here's this calculator. You guys can learn about this. You probably learn it faster than I would, and use it to your advantage. Okay. Screen sharing is perfect, but your actual audio seems to freeze on and off a bit. I sent you a bit of it. Oh boy. I should have done maintenance on my computer before I started the stream. I just did maintenance like last week, but I'm going to have to make that a practice before I stream, because it's pretty heavy on the resources. TitanX Watch. We're almost done, guys. This is an excellent site by Armen Shamoon. Follow him on Twitter. You can see the number of miners and the number of miners started in the last 24 hours, the number of users in the last 24 hours, and so on. Now look at this miner growth and user growth. And again, I don't think this is an accurate representation of what's actually happening. And then here are miners being started as they start. Okay, this is an insight into what people are doing. Like this guy, Wallet 518, started a bunch of 60-day miners, and then and he done a bunch of 53-day miners. This guy did a 128-day miners. It's just kind of cool to be able to see that. And then what you can do is on the same site, titanx.watch, plug in your address. This is not mine. I just got this off of Etherscan. and I pasted it in here. Okay. And then here it is. And what you can do, what this does is, let me see if I can refresh this screen. Maybe that's not a good idea because they're having some problems. But what you can do is you can see all the miners for that particular address. Not see on here, you're seeing miners being started here by different people. Here you're seeing one wallet address and the miners that it holds. And if you scroll all the way down, you can see the completed miners and their value and the uncompleted miners and their value, which is really cool. Okay, no audio freeze. I like that. I really like that. Let's go to strategies. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Okay. What a lot of people are doing is, and I'm gonna show you my calculator. I would do not financial advice. What I'm doing, a mix of long-term and short-term miners. Like I got my long position. I'm continuing to bolster that. I'm more focused, and it takes a lot more focus to work the short position, but that is where the gains are going to be made. That's where you can compound. And compounding interest is like one of the wonders of the universe. Okay. So I would say that I have like 2/3 long, 1/3 short, something like that. You can break it up into ratios: short, medium, and long miners. Short would be like 20, 30, 40 days, medium, 90 to 120, just whatever you decide. There's really no set parameter. And then what do you do when a miner matures? Well, you need to end it, and that TitanX will be in your wallet once you end it. And then you can do a mix of 33 point, you could do like 33.3 each of remining, staking, and taking profit, or you could do a 50-50. Yeah, my video is frozen, at least on my computer. And then, or you could just 100% put back into miners. If you mine short, listen, if you mine short and it wasn't worth enough to swap into Ethereum and start new miners, what you could do is just stake that Titan. You don't need to claim at 7 days, but if you don't, you won't be able to compound. If you're staking, think about Hyper. Hyper is coming out sometime in the future. And what we'll be able to do to get Hyper is burn stakes. So what you could do is, instead of, like, if you're going to stake Titan for 3,500 days, for example, what you could do is, instead of just making one large stake, break it up into numerous stakes, because then you can take a couple of those, or however many you want, and burn those for Hyper as an idea. Okay. That's it for strategies. Stop the video. Can you guys see my screen? I'm going to start my screen. Can you guys see that screen? I'm going to get into my calculators and then we'll be done. Let me know if you guys can see. I don't want to end the stream. You know what I mean? That wouldn't work. All right, I got a few calculators here, and we're going to review them quick and get off, because this is like a slow train wreck. All right, this is the staking yield calculator. Screen's good, cool. What you can do, and I'm leaving all of this information here as a snapshot in history of what it used to be on December 16th. The orange fields in my calculator is where you input. Green is fixed data and blue is output. So input what you use the DApp. Use the DApp to get this information here. What you do is input this in this staking calculator on the DApp, however many days you want to stake, and it's going to give you these numbers here. Plug them in, and it's going to show you, for this number of days, this amount of Titan, you're going to receive 438 8-day payouts for a total of 62,000. Now, I said you're going to. That's not correct. you could potentially at this moment in time, okay, all of this is going to change dramatically, probably, especially if we don't hold our positions by starting miners and creating TitanX for ourselves. But in a hypothetical situation, this stake would earn $394,000. Okay. In an average annual, monthly, right there for you. Planning a miner. This is from Mike Dean. Thank you, Mike. Follow him on YouTube and Twitter. And I have his permission to use this. This is for, the reason he built this is for estimating when to end a miner, because a lot of people got wrecked thinking they'd get it the 8-day payout by ending it on the eighth day, and that's just not how it works. So what this calculator does is subtracts a day for you. Not like we couldn't do it ourselves, but it helps. Okay, so today is December 26th. If I wanted to start a miner and have it end on to capture this 8-day payout, I would need to make it 12 days. Okay. And I want to show you that 360-day payout range here. Look at this group of payouts on about 20 October. If I was going to stake, if I was going to stake anywhere in here in this range, I would stake right here. You know what I'm saying? So, just so I can participate in these payouts. All right, let's go back to the top. Let's go back to where we are today, day 60. Where am I at? Day 60. Okay, so the miner cost, we started at 0.2 ETH to start. Now it's 0.20966 mintable per day. Early adoption, T rank bonus started at 2,200. It's now 1788, and the share price is continually ticking up. So that's that calc. T rank bonus. Now, I built this. What you can do is every so often, like once a week, take your T rank bonus and put it in right here, whatever it is. Just put it in here, and the next week put it here. It's going to show you in this row what you earned in dollars, and you got to update the price. It's going to show you in dollars what you earned in T rank bonuses, because a lot of people are pretty lit up about how much they're earning in T rank bonuses. All of this is in the link in the notes for the video. Here's a freedom calculator that I built. Put in your freedom number per month, expenses to last, and it's going to give you expenses to last 3 years. And I need to change the color on that. And input your crypto portfolio value now, what you'd like to exit the top with it to re-enter the bottom of the next bear, and what you'd like to perhaps input into other assets, cash flowing assets, such as real estate. So you would need a total, this total. So you would need to, your assets would need to essentially 44x. 3 more. Estimate your T rank bonus. Now this is the one I got from Graphics. Follow him on YouTube and Twitter, and reach out to him. His contact information is in the description. If you would like more information about this ecosystem, he does an excellent class. So what you can do with this is enter your T rank, the number of days, just for any miner you have. And I just pulled these off the internet, put in the start day, end day, the power, estimated TitanX, and here's the key factor here, the T rank bonus. What this calculator does, and then the percent of completion. You need to have these two. This calculator takes this number here, percent completion, and divides it by the T rank bonus. And over here, it shows you if this it shows you the projected T rank bonuses only if that trend continued, right? And then it would give you the total and then the value in the next price. Thank you for the compliment about the calculator. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Follow Graphics, guys. He's he's on top of it. Here's a position calculator. Go to these links to find these numbers. Total, the total mintable supply, total staked, and total liquid. And then put your total here. and it's going to show you a position. I'm working on making this automatically show whether you're, one of these. And then video description. Guys, follow me on Twitter. Follow Jake Sharp, Crypto Kindness, Mackenzie, she's excellent, and Plan A. Steve at Crypto Graphics. Remember, I'm the chips and salsa. He's the big burrito. His course is excellent. Just email him here. Go to cryptographics.com. Join other Titans on Telegram. Here's the link to the Telegram. YouTube channels covering TitanX. Actually, it's better to bounce off the app, the DApp, to get to the Telegram group. Don't get into a snake pit with scammers. Make sure you're in the correct group. YouTube channels that are covering TitanX, I recommend you listen to. If you want to be successful and you have time, listen to content. Cryptographics, Mike Dean, Crypto Audi King, Smooth and Crypto, Honest Crypto, Genuine Real Mo, and The Verse. And there are going to be more. Here are links to the charts that I showed. Other useful stuff. Here's you can watch miner starts or stats at titanx.watch. There's a link to that mining calculator. If you haven't seen the white paper overview by Jake Sharp, it's excellent. There's a link to the deck screener, a link to buy a Trezor hardware wallet. That's my affiliate link, a link to the spreadsheet I used in this video, and a tip jar. Guys, I really appreciate you showing up. We're going to do this again on Saturday. If you have onboards or friends that you would like for them to see this presentation, I will do maintenance on my computer before my next stream, and I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for joining. Hit the like, and I appreciate you guys being here. Have a good day. Bye.